Good evening, everybody. This is Robin with another edition of Horror Pop After Midnight. And my guest tonight is writer, director Daniel C. Davis and actor John McCoy. And we're going to talk about their horror comedy feature film, Slaughter Beach. How's it going, guys?
Going great. Can't complain.
All right.
Thank you for having us, Rob.
Yeah,
Yes.
so Daniel, how did you meet John and have him be part of the film?
Well, I met John when he was promoting his last slasher movie called Easter Sunday, directed by Jeremy Moorhead. And they were at the booth at Monster Mania selling some Blu-rays and DVDs. And for some reason, John stuck out to me because he was being completely straight-faced, wearing a roach costume at this booth. So me and my buddy Brett, who helped shoot Slaughter Beach, we were doing a little walkthrough of Monster Mania video for our YouTube page. And as we were interviewing these guys, you'll see a little clip of me and John interacting for the very first time. And I'm like, you know what? The next project I'm working on, I'm going to cast this guy. Like, just the dry sense of humor would just, like, won me over in, like, milliseconds.
Yeah, that's what I was telling John when I was watching the film before we came on. I love John's dry sense of humor. It was funny because through the whole movie when he was as his character, he came up with some crazy, insane stuff, and I was like, he just did not go there.
He totally went there. Like, I allowed a little bit of, like improvisation. Like, we would do, like, a couple takes scripted, and then after that we would do like a few more just completely having fun with what we just shot.
Oh yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, John would make what I wrote 10 times funnier.
Thank you. I had a blast, and I was just glad you let me, kind of ad lib. I thought that was really. It was fun no matter what, but it made it even more,
Exactly. And it was,
So,
and
John,
gotta give credit to like Ethan too, because like the way you guys bounce off each other, it was. I don't know how many times we had to cut because you guys were just cracking me up like in between takes.
Yeah.
So John, how much fun did you have with Ethan on the set? I mean, you guys knew each other pretty well. You guys played off pretty well. You can tell in the film. You can tell you guys were having fun.
Oh yeah. Yeah, me and Ethan, like we met what was it? When we started the first day we were doing the table read, right?
Yeah, they met for the first time at the table read. We just had a little table read at the local library, and that's when everybody got acquainted.
Yeah, that was a funny time too.
But the direction I gave them was like I wanted them to kind of like ground themselves as best friends, like as close as brothers can be, and that's what the chemistry I wanted to project from them both.
And I love how the whole premise is how you wrote it in the film, where they were going to become superheroes and charge 25 cents to fight crime.
That part always sticks out to people. I'm glad that was one of the highlighted humorous moments.
Yeah. That was a fun place to film too. It was very, very open.
Yeah, we filmed that in Lewis, Delaware. It was just like a little parking lot that just goes right into the ocean, and we filmed right on that parking lot. That's why you'll see some of like the road signs that they're standing by. Almost looks like they're like somewhere in the middle of Arizona, but there just happens to be a beach behind them.
Yeah, it was great. I love that. It was really cool. And what was it? We were filming, and I think the police showed up, and they were just kind of curious what we were doing.
Yeah, I remember when the police showed up, and went and this wasn't the first time we kind of shot a little guerrilla style in a location. So someone would stop us and be like, "What are you guys doing? You're doing something you're not supposed to be doing?" "Oh no, we're just filming a horror film." "Oh, okay." And that's exactly what happened with the cop, because the cop pulled up really slowly, and then it was just like rolling the window down like ever so slow, ever so gently, and then he pops his head out, like does a little head jerk with his aviators on, What's up, guys? Nothing, officer. Just filming a movie. Oh, cool. I just wanted to check it out. I saw the cameras and stuff, saw you guys laughing and having fun. I just wanted to, this is pretty cool. I don't see this around here a lot. All right, take care.
Awesome.
Bye, officer. Thank you.
So, Daniel, how'd you come up with Slaughter Beach?
Man, I came up with Slaughter Beach, and I said this in a couple other interviews. Is me, Brett, and Jim, who plays Fishman Sam. We were driving to a gig down in Rehoboth Beach where we shot the majority of the film, but this was a completely unrelated video gig. And there's actually a place in Delaware called Slaughter Beach. So we drove by that sign, and then the drive just kind of like was the pitch meeting of like, hey, what would happen if like someone made a movie called Slaughter Beach? And the whole drive was just a pitch meeting.
Yeah, your film kind of reminded me of like a 60s/80s type of slasher comedy thriller. That's the vibe I got off of it when I watched the film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so... Yeah, the influences that I pulled from was kind of like a little bit of Ernest Scared Stupid and a little bit of early Ivan Reitman movies like Meatballs, and then mix that in with a bunch of like, you know, your typical 80s slashers like Mutilator and stuff like that. Of course, with like a little bit of a Killer Clowns not taking itself too seriously kind of vibe.
Yeah, also, how'd you get Jim Canatelli to play Fishman Sam? He was great as a killer in the film. I mean, he had the freaky mannerisms down, and I love how the cinematographer shot the certain dark shots of him, like in the far background, which it gave it a creepy vibe.
Well, Jim got involved in the production pretty much right away because he's one of my good friends. So he was actually not attached to act right away. He was attached as just kind of a prop maker. So some of the props you see in the background, or he actually designed the Bait in a Can logo. He also did a little bit of the Fishman Sam kind of props and stuff, like the Fishman Sam store sign you'll see hanging through from the pirate in near the window. So Jim got involved because the original actor was a very, very busy guy, but he's a talented young fellow. He just couldn't commit to the project, and since me and Jim had many conversations about this project, like he felt like the person that made the most sense to step in and take on the role, and he did, and knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, where was this the fish bait shop shot at? That was kind of creepy. I loved all the creepy pirate stuff in there, and the little bit of the bait and fish and stuff. Where was that bait shop filmed at?
Well, we kind of mixed it with two locations. One's Wisso's Crabs, which is in Delaware City. We used that for like kind of like the pathway where all like it has like all the junkyardian type of stuff. And then the interior was actually filmed in a place that's not around anymore. It's called I forget what the place is called. Anyway, it's off the side of St. Augustine, Delaware, and it's actually defunct now. There's actually a funny story when we were filming in there.
Mm-hmm.
When we were filming the night scene, when Ethan and John are kind of pumping each other up to go after Fishman Sam. What was going through your mind, John, when you were filming that hero speech to Ethan? What happened?
That one, I mean, I remember it being really hot in there. There was no air conditioning. We had just done the one scene where the freezer scene.
Yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah, that was fun actually. That was really fun to do. But
it wasn't fun for Amy because she
was in the freezer,
in the cold cooler for quite some time, waiting for me to call action.
Yeah. No, I think.
Remember the lady who was the owner popped in and she was like, "Come on, you guys got to hurry this up."
Oh yeah, she was getting tired of us pretty quick. at the ice cream shop, we had the same kind of thing, I think.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. The ice cream shop was definitely a little bit of a similar situation. But, like, I thought it was funny because it kind of, like, went into the urgency of your performance for that hero speech at the towards the end.
That's true. We were trying to hurry up and get it done, and I was like,
So, John, when you did the hero speech, towards the end, with Ethan, did you ad-lib a little bit of the hero speech, or was it just part of the script?
Trying to remember. I think... Did I ad-lib a little bit of that?
Mostly the script with that one.
I did. I think so, yeah. But I tried to make it like...
We didn't have time to kind of like do a improv take, so...
Yeah. I wanted to make it... I knew it was like an important moment. They were telling me it was like, this is when you're like, we have to do this, and we just... Like, not like... It's like the urgency has to be like, you guys want to finish what you started. You want to prove that you can do... you're not just two guys that stay in a basement. You want to be like, you want to be more. You want to, feel like you've accomplished something and are going, sticking with it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I think, where our
guns kind of approach.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the film, without, spoiling anything for my listeners who hasn't seen it yet, John, certain scenes, man, you sure did take a beating.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember which,
were you
quite a few. Like you're trying to throw the shovel at the snatcher, and you're falling on the ground, and Fishman Sam's, stabbing you left and right during the run-ins with him.
Yeah, not that tough in real life. I think if I had any moment like that, it'd just be done.
We try to stay true to some of the trauma aspects. Always be safe. So.
Yeah. Also, you had a lot of bloody killing scenes too. The one that really got me was the anchor, where the girl got killed with a legit anchor, and I love the scene when Fishman Sam just said "anchors away." That anchor kill scene was brutal, man.
Thank you. I mean, I'll take it as a compliment. So, that was props to both Heather for being a awesome actress in that scene and such a pro, because we were like standing in the water for so long to get the right take and the right scream from her, and then Jim too, because he had to duck underwater and do that pop out scare. So that was a pretty like tough scene to pull off.
Yeah,
especially since lighting wise, it was us with like these waterproof lights with these plastic bags over top, and we were just holding them. We had two crew members holding them like this while we were in the water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a little bit that went into that sequence.
Yeah, let's talk about the actress who played Annie at the ice cream shop. Man, she did a solid performance to the T, man. And I love the part where Ethan goes up to her and goes, "Annie, a villainous bitch name." That was so fun, because she was being rude, to Ethan, and Ethan was like, "Hey, I'm just here to try to help you," and I love how he said that. And the kill scene with Annie, man, that was pretty brutal too. I mean, that got very bloody in her kill scene.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. That's Michelle Quinzel. The funny thing is that we just kind of had to kind of improvise on the fly while producing the movie, because she moved back to Florida with her boyfriend.
Okay.
And we couldn't finish the rest of her scenes, so we were like, okay, let's do a reroute and rewrite. I guess we just got to kill her off.
Oh, I know. She got it good, man. And I'm not going to ruin it for everybody, but that was brutal how you ended her like that. And I was like, well, serves her right. She was a bitch to him anyway in the movie, so.
Oh, yeah. she had what coming to her because be nice to the Defender Benders and you might survive.
And I loved
the
it.
effects were done by
Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Isabel Azell, soon to be Izzy Ritchie, because she's just got engaged. So
Yeah,
she did amazing effects in the film.
Yeah, the effects were amazing in the film, and then all the bloody props like the severed hand, everything, and the tackle box. Oh my, that was an epic looking bloody tackle box with body parts where Fishman Sam was using the body parts to catch his prey.
Oh yeah. That was actually one of the last things we shot. That was also shot in Lewis, near what's the place called? The Wheelhouse. It's called there's this restaurant in Lewis called the Wheelhouse, and it has this little boating and tour section. And there's this little hut where you can do all the baiting and stuff. And we were like, you know what? I think this movie needs just a little bit more Fishman Sam. Let's do one more scene with you, Jim. You down? And Jim's always like, yeah, I'll play Fishman Sam for life. So,
I mean, he did it good, and I loved how Jim went like crazy mad as Fishman Sam, going all around the beach and the boardwalk, killing people left and right, and didn't care if anybody was seeing him, bloody murdering him. You can tell on the look on his face. He was having one hell of a time, doing all these killings.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I wanted to kind of harken back to the Freddy Krueger days where, where our killers basically love what they're doing. They love every minute of doing the slashy.
Yeah, John, when you had the small shovel in the film as your weapon, you were like twirling that pretty good. Did you practice doing that so you did?
I think between takes I would, I might have, but and it was funny because I think there was a time when we were filming, we had filmed right there in off of was it Clinton Boulevard or Lewinsky?
Oh yeah, the Delaware City location.
Delaware City.
Yeah.
And we went to another spot, but I left it behind on the boardwalk area. We got all the way there. We had to go back and get it.
Yeah, and it's not like you can find another shovel that's like that with the same dents and scrapes. And
yeah,
I found that at a flea market, and that's where a lot of the killing props you see came from. Where it's just me, Brett, and Jim just kind of scoping around flea markets and Goodwills to be like, all right, let's go to the sporting section. Let's find what kind of little fishing props we can use to kill people with. So that's where we found the anchor. We found the dock mate where he squeezes the dude to death.
Yeah, that was wild too. I love how you perfected that scene. I mean, that really looked really, real when he was really doing that. It's you can tell Jim. It's is Jim just having fun, or is he really getting into this? Is getting over carried away. That's the vibe I got. And then you, John. How come you didn't wear a superhero cape like Ethan did?
I think I was supposed to have a vest, but I showed up the first day of filming and I had just gotten off work. So I had the pants I'm wearing are my work pants and a t-shirt. And I actually looking back, I kind of wish I had maybe worn a more vest. Maybe if there's another one, maybe I'll I'll have more accessories.
Come back to Slaughter Peak when the Defender Benders go to the mountains.
That'd be cool. But yeah, I think I come off work and I didn't really have much with me.
Yeah.
And, so but I do. Looking back, I wish I did have more. Maybe our shirt didn't have a giant BM, but that might be.
Hey, why not? Ethan had AB for Awesome Boy.
Yeah. I could just see that being a gag in the movie, Yeah,
I can see kind of like how they do like the straight edge logo. You can just do 2 cross shovels and a B and an M.
That'd be dope. That might be the next one. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
And then
I think it fit the character because his character like throughout was kind of just along for the ride, kind of chemistry.
I thought so too. Let's talk about the music on the film. Who was that ska band you had that was singing that song?
Good song.
Ska band. Are you talking about in the beginning that kicks off the movie?
Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah, that's some ska right there, buddy.
That is a band called the Jasons, and they're a horror punk band, and they basically just all dress in Jason masks and sing like 80s slasher themed punk rock and ska. So.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was them or not because I met the Jasons at Horror Hound. I interviewed a couple of the members from the Jasons because when I was listening to that, I go, they sound familiar. That's why I was asking you, who they were because I saw them perform at Horror Hound when I was covering the Horror Hound Film Festival in Cincinnati. Nice. And
yeah, they're a great band.
Yeah, and now who was the other rock song that was in the song towards the middle and the end? You had another rock song.
That's a band called Station. They're a 80s hair band throwback, and they're a fantastic band as well.
Yeah, I love how you added them and the Jasons. I mean, that made it into a killer soundtrack, and I also loved whoever you got as the composer because I like how he composed the music and the certain scenes of the film, of the characters' moods or behavior, or when a kill scene came. I love how it was like mixed in as a character in the film too.
Yeah, that was composed by Sam Bischoff, and he's kind of like an up and coming composer. He's been kind of like making some waves, no pun intended, since he started with our film. Our film was actually his first composing gig, and then that's what led him to kind of start a whole new career branched off from us. So I'm glad we kind of ignited that flame for him. Yeah,
when I was watching Slaughter Beach, I didn't know you filmed it on the East Coast, because when you look at the boardwalk, I was going, holy crap, I wonder if they're filming this at the over at the boardwalk over in California, the famous boardwalk where they filmed the Lost Boys. Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz
that
Beach.
Opening shot was very Lost Boys-esque.
Yeah.
It was. I was looking at it, go, are they filming it at the Santa Cruz Beach boardwalk? Because it looked like it was at Santa Cruz, but yeah, that surprised me.
No, that opening shot, most 90% of it was filmed down in the Delaware beaches. So and all the Delaware beaches are kind of interlinked. So you got Cape Henlopen, Lewis, Rehoboth, Bethany, Dewey. They're all kind of along the same road, and so we filmed pretty much 90% of it there.
Yeah,
maybe about 20% in Delaware City, because Delaware City is right off the cusp of the Delaware River, and we can kind of edit that in as beach town, just the way it looks.
And I like how it ended. I like how you left it an opening for a sequel. So is there a sequel in the works, and are we going to see Fishman Sam come back?
That all depends. If people want a sequel, we'll definitely come back for one. What about you, John? Will Bludgeon Man return?
I would, in a heartbeat. I would always, in a heartbeat. I'll be in my car outside your place, just waiting.
And you better have
with your cookie pillow.
Yeah, and you better have an orange vest and a cape too next time for the sequel.
Yes. I want an emblem too.
Since John had a long drive, he comes from the DC area, and he had to come all the way up here to Delaware, which was a 2.5 hour drive. Sometimes he would come straight from work and not even have a time for a nap. So he would bring along this cookie pillow, and he would take naps while me and the guys were setting up the shot.
So, John, when you're not acting, What is John's passion? Do you have like a passion that you like?
Ooh, I play guitar. I play a lot of music and bass. I've been drawing lately. Here, let me show you. You're gonna like this.
I think this is going to be just audio, John, but
it's audio, but he can show me because I'm talking to you guys on Zoom.
Yeah. Here's one I just drew today. I don't know.
Underwear. Why did you draw a pair of tidy whities?
I don't know.
Sense of humor. Now you know why I work.
And then now they're boxers, plaited boxers from tidy whities to plaited boxers.
Yeah. And I do like a self-portrait. I don't know why this is not me. I don't.
So, how long have you been?
John's compositions actually are in the film. He actually wrote a couple original pop tunes for us to use.
Oh, that's cool. So,
like the boardwalk music is John's composition.
Oh no, that's cool.
Some of the music were during the horseshoe crab kill.
Yeah.
Where the guy puts the headphones on, that's John's music as well.
That's pretty good. And John, how long have you been playing guitar?
Probably since 98. Still not that great. I'm not gonna lie.
It's a hard instrument to master.
I got a few chords in me, but
Hey, Bob Dylan said all you need is 4 chords and the truth. So.
That's true.
But what about you, Daniel? Do you? I know you love filmmaking and writing, but do you have a certain passion you like when you're not filmmaking?
I like drawing too, and I like music as well. I don't do so much composing and playing anymore. I used to be in punk and ska bands when during my college years, and before I had to put my creative focus towards filmmaking. So that's why you'll hear a lot of punk and ska music in the movies, because that's one of my main passions.
That's pretty good. So where can everybody find you on social media if they want to follow you and find out about Slaughter Beach?
Well, they can find us at Clockout Films on Instagram. That's where we have most of our activity. So if you want to stay up to date on all of our stuff, just go to our Clockout Films Instagram. You can also find Slaughter Beach if you're interested. You can find it on srscinema.com. You can buy yourself a limited edition Blu-ray, and it comes with a free poster. Isn't that right, John?
Yes. It's a nice poster, too. I really like it.
Oh, yeah. Ron did a great job designing that poster for us.
Oh, I like it. It has a retro vibe to it.
Totally.
The cool thing, I like how he did the poster. It kind of reminded me back, when you're going to the mom and pop video stores in the 80s and you see the poster art on a VHS cover and you look at it, it's like, oh, this movie looks cool. And you take it home and you're like, what the fuck did I just watch? This was crap. You know what I mean? That's what kind of reminded me.
Exactly what you mean. That was me with quite a few movies back in the day.
Yeah.
My grandparents owned a video store, so I would wander the aisles of the horror section, and I would take a random one home, whether it be Return of the Living Dead or Fright Night or one of the 80s classics, and I'd watch it with my grandfather. So that's kind of how I got into horror movies in general, and that's pretty much the feel I wanted to get for Slaughter Beach was that random VHS that you brought home, and you're like, "What the hell did I just pick up?"
Yeah,
this is not getting a re-rental.
No kidding. And with the dry humor and all the cheesiness, but the kills made up for the cheesiness. That's all I have to say. And guys, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story and talking about Slaughter Beach.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Had a blast.
This was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great evening.